All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad, looking forward to this week of practice, obviously, with Denver coming in town. We've had the last couple days have been really good in terms of special teams. We're making strides in the direction that we want to be headed and, using our technique fundamentals and situational football and looking forward to when Denver gets here, going against some other bodies and seeing, where our team stands as we lead up into the game on Saturday and, just kind of see how our special teams, how we're playing as a team and as a unit, and situation to help our team.
I think Mike Zimmer brought up bringing in extra special teams drills or sessions in these past few practices. What does that look like for you, and where can you get that extra work in?
It's not necessarily that, extra drill. I mean, he is bringing a lot of extra drills and like live reps, with like what I think you're talking about, and it's been great for our team because we're actually seeing these guys actually play full reps. I mean, we've been doing a lot of drills to build up to that and get a foundation. That's been the plan the whole time, and now it's time to see those guys cut it loose so we can get a proper evaluation of these guys, and I think that's what Coach has been doing. He's doing a great job with that, allowing us to go ahead and allow them to go play football now, and after that foundation has been laid.
What did you learn from the
We'll start with her.
Thanks, Ryan. The last few years, the receivers, like down the depth chart, have always had a role on special teams. What do you anticipate? Like, where can younger receivers try to affect the game the most? Like on the return game, is it on punt? Is it on kickoff? Like, where do they fit the best?
That's a great question. I think at this level, though, a lot of these receivers don't play special teams in the college level. So right now, they got to find to be the best football player and find out how they can create value, and that's the most important thing. I don't see them as wide receivers, running backs, linebackers. I just see how can they help our football team win football games, and what can we do to put them in a position to be successful. Now, in terms of receivers, and I mean, they got to be able to play all positions. If it's a returner, if they got that value, to hold-ups, to blocking, I mean, they got to be able to become a full football player as we see it.
Mike Zimmer yesterday said that he wants to see a little bit more on special teams from Amir Smith-Marset. What specifically would you like to see from him in the next week or so?
Like we just mentioned in terms of, some of these college guys coming in here haven't played many special teams or much special teams as they come here, so it's still somewhat fresh to him a little bit. It's still a little bit new, but he's doing a great job just trying to embrace the role, and, everything we throw at him, he's been very positive, and he's willing to do it, and he wants to do it, and he wants to help this team in any way he can, and that's all I can ask for right now as a young guy or a wide receiver or any position that's never played. If they're just willing to come out here to help the team and get better every day.
How's Riley Patterson looking after coming back from the PUP list, and how's the competition going there at kicking?
He's making strides, so it's encouraging for him to be here. I'm glad he's able to get practicing. We saw him kick at US Bank Stadium, and he made his kicks, and now we just got to go ahead and continue to build on that and just keep putting good days together back to back. But it'll be a good challenge here coming up, and a nice competition as we go ahead and move forward in camp.
Ryan, can you speak to Dan Chisenda's speed and how that enabled him to make the roster last year, and how it can keep propelling him forward?
Well, I mean, obviously speed. I mean, that's something that we can't coach. I mean, you can run. You have value, obviously, and he did a lot of other good things besides just the speed. He's still learning in terms of the situations, like the nuances that come along with special teams. But he's doing a great job, and every opportunity that he has right now, I mean, he's been making the most out of it, and we've been very pleased with what he's been doing. But every year stands on its own merit, so we got to make sure we continue to move forward and get better every week and every day.
Ryan, in regards to the mindset, when you have a veteran like Adam Thielen who cut his teeth on special teams, and that kind of permeates down to the younger guys to be willing to do that, right?
I mean, definitely. I mean, that's it's great to have a guy like Adam Thielen, and we kind of spoke with the core guys the other day in terms of where he came from. He was a tryout, essentially a rookie tryout guy, and came in and was on practice squad, won a spot there, then became on special teams. Did a great job in special teams, and that set up the foundation for him to go ahead and move forward and having the success that he is right now in offense. So it just gave him an opportunity to go ahead and make a football team and carry that over into his offensive play. And he'll be the first one to admit that, and he spoke to our guys about it before, and he does it regularly. So it's definitely something special and something we can continue to build on.
Who's emerging as the new leaders, guys that will become the next Adam Thielen, the Wilson, guys like that?
You know, it's we're always trying to work that and trying to kind of help facilitate that a little bit and bring that out and put guys in situations to become those leaders. You know, some guys offhand in terms of just say like a Josh Metellus, he's doing a great job. The CJ Hams, I mean, they're really taking ownership as making this their team in terms of special teams and putting their own stamp on it, because it's not about us as coaches, about these players and what we can get out of them and you know, make sure that we can put them in a position to be successful on the field to help our team.
Some of these younger guys, do you ever have Thielen, or does Thielen talk to them? Do they even know that Thielen was some of the young guys, rookies, might not even know that he was a special teams guy?
Yeah, they know. You know, they've had conversation. I mean, he's talked to them. You know, I won't say exactly, you know, when and where, but he's talked to them, and he's mentioned you know, the importance of special teams, and they get it. I mean, I've showed clips with them, and they understand the role with this. And Coach Zimmer's done a great job in terms of implementing that and making it important too. And he's been, you know, pounding on the table about it and making sure that we, you know, this is a phase that we got to go ahead and improve on.
You mentioned Josh, who was Special Teams Player of the Year last year. What makes him so good on special teams?
I mean, there's a lot of things with Josh. I mean, a lot of it's just his demeanor and the way he takes command and control of the team, and you know, it's also another year under his belt a little bit, and so he's a little bit more comfortable in his play, and he's been doing a lot of good things and just taking kind of that leadership role that you guys have mentioned, you know, earlier. But he's taking that command in terms of all the 4 phases.
Do you know how you'll use 2 kickers on Saturday in the preseason game? Is it, you know, one guy gets a full game, or do they alternate, or?
You know, I think it's going to be on a situation that we'll talk about with Coach on that when we sit down after practices this week, and we'll evaluate where we are. Haven't had that conversation quite yet, but there is a plan that's going to be that we'll have, and we'll be ready to execute it on Saturday.
The 2 kickers, have they gone down more frequently to US Bank Stadium during the week, or is that something now as the game approaches they'll ramp up at?
Yeah, we'll gradually get to that point. You know, that is the plan to do that at some point. I mean, we were just there on Saturday, but this week is more important right now. It's still about us, you know, trying to get better as a unit in terms of, we got this competition with Denver coming in with these inter-squad scrimmages and practices. So right now we're just focused on getting better today with these kicks. They saw the stadium on Saturday, but in the future that would be part of the plan. But right now we just want to make sure we focus on being with the team and getting better here.
Hey Ryan, how do you assess the competition in both returner spots, and then how much weight do you put on these preseason games?
I think you put a lot of weight not just on just the preseason games, but it's in every situation. It's in the meetings, it's in the walkthroughs, it's in practice every day. So, I mean, there's a lot of emphasis that goes along with it in terms of evaluating these guys as a returner. However, we need to see how they are situationally in each situation in terms of as a returner, how they go ahead and handle those situations. So everything goes into it, you know, as opposed to just the game. But it also depends on how many returns you get in a given game and how we can go ahead and balance on the rotation. But a lot of value on it.
Well, with the punt return spot, I know it's so rare to have a guy like Marcus that you had for years, but why has it been so hard to find and kind of pin down that spot the past couple of years?
I mean, I think we got the right guys on the roster right now to go ahead and to solidify that. But I think this preseason is going to go ahead and really, I think, give us the answers for that and what we're looking for. And it is a unique position, like we mentioned last time, but you know, it's different, and it takes a little bit of, you know, being calm and collected back there as a returner, and just really taking command of the situation and making sure you're using your technique.
What goes into your process for evaluating long snappers?
First, you got to make sure you can snap the ball. That's the first and most important job, is snapping the ball with great velocity and accuracy, and then we got to make sure they can go ahead and protect. But understand the protections and how the scheme of punt rushes are affecting us, but you got to snap the ball. That's the first and foremost.
Last question, Coach Ficken. Ryan, what are the big things you hope to get out of the next 2 days here when your guys are able to go against somebody else in practices?
You know, the biggest thing that we're looking to achieve, I think, is just making sure we're playing fast with a sense of urgency. We're assignment sound, playing great with our technique, our fundamentals, and making sure we're playing penalty-free football and helping our football team flip the field and win the game. So that's the biggest objective that we're looking at, and then being able to evaluate all these guys as a whole so we can go ahead and make the decision in a few weeks here coming up.